Alright everyone, I have a car here that for the right person is going to be a great deal. This is a 1995 Lexus ES 300. Let me start her up for you, and I'm going to tell you all the faults, I'm going to tell you all the good stuff about it, but first of all, I'd like to let you know one thing. I have driven this car, let me see this, for 744 miles. That's what I think of this vehicle. Every time I got to go out of town or anytime I got to go somewhere that I want a comfortable ride, this is the car I take. And obviously, by having driven it 744 miles, you can see that I know this car. All right, let's start off with, well, we have a check engine light. Had it scanned, and it's supposedly a simple fix. It's an O2 sensor and what they call a knock sensor. This is what I mean for the right person. If you've got a little bit of skill and the time to fix a few minor things on this car, you're going to end up with one hell of a car. The ABS light, that I never even had checked. It could be a sensor, it could be anything. Usually it's something minor. Now, here's the thing. With this car, though, it drives fine just as it is. So as far as the money, putting the money into this car to fix it, it's just not worth it to do on a 95 model. So, the point of the story, I guess, that I'm getting at is, if you're clever, you have some tools, and you can do something like this, this would be a very good car for you. But like I said, I've driven it 744 miles just as it is, and it's perfect as far as I'm concerned. You have to drive it easy, and I'll explain that in a minute too. All right, let's go over all the stuff it's got. First of all, we've got ice cold automatic climate control. I had this air charged about 2 months ago, and it's stayed ice cold ever since. It's beautiful. Radio.
One more time before school starts.
Yep, you can hear that works. It's only got a cassette deck, so I can't tell you one way or the other, whether that works or not. The interior of the car is surprisingly in pretty decent clean shape for a 95, as you can see. Oh, here's one feature that everybody loves. Let me do this for you. It's got the power moonroof, or sunroof, whatever you want to call it. It's glass, all right, and it works and it doesn't leak, and it's also got the hangover shield. Now, let's see what else I can tell you about. Oh, 4-speed automatic, cruise control, which does work. I've used it. Power windows, here we go. Right rear window. Down and up. Down and up. All right, coming on around here. Down, up. I mean, they knew how to put a friggin' car together, these Japanese. I'll tell you what, this is one hell of a nice car. Power door locks. I would even guess this car probably has remote keyless entry, although I don't have any of the boppers. I just have 2 keys, so I don't know that for a fact, so I'm not going to, state it as a fact. Okay, oh, heated seats, high, low, on both sides, leather, heated seats, okay. So you got yourself heated seats for the winter time, which is really nice with leather. I know this chair is power. I'm not sure about the other side. Adjustable wheel delay. Oh, wipers. Let's check them. That's always important, especially on a day like today. It's been raining like mad. Horn. That actually sounds like a real manly horn, too. Now, one thing you'll notice as soon as we get out of the car, yes, it does have a loud exhaust. It's, I was told, I'm not a mechanic, but when they put it on the lift, it's the flex pipe that goes between, I don't know, somewhere in the front to somewhere in the rear, but it's more towards the front, and it's the flex pipe. Again, I've driven this car, and it's so quiet going down the road at 75, 80 miles an hour, I don't even notice it, but that's up to you if you want to fix it. All right, it's obvious you can hear it, but it's up to you how much it'll drive you crazy. All right, left front tire. Very, very good condition. I'm going to give that probably 80 to 85% of the tread left. Left rear tire. Not as good as the front. I'm going to say that's maybe 70%. All right, let's come around to this side. Yeah, and this side is just like the other side, 70%. And right front tire, yeah, this looks like the other side there, 80, 85%. Okay, so we've got 2 really good tires on the front and 2 decent tires on the back. Again, safe to drive. Now this car is a 2-tone car, but actually I think it might be 3-tone because it looks like it may have been painted at one time and it doesn't exactly match. I don't think you can tell on the video, but regardless, I'm going to go over the body on it. All right, right front fender, you know, other than a couple minor scratches, it's not bad. This is passenger door, right front. All right, you can see, again, no dings, no dents. We'll go around the door frame. I'm sorry, door jamb. And now we'll go around the door frame. And as you're gonna see probably somewhere on this car, see there's a tiny little bit starting there. This is where the rust is gonna be, if there is any on this car. Oh, check it out. It does have a power seat on this side. Let's check it. Yep, that works. Remind me, I gotta check the other side too. Has the original Lexus floor mats. I think this car was pretty well taken care of. All right, let's go to the back door, check the condition. Yep, that looks pretty darn good. Oh, let's do our roof. Also looks very nice. Yeah, it's actually not a bad looking car, to be honest with you. Here we go. Back seat on the floor looks very, very nice. The back chair looks like a baby seat or something was in here because it's a little wrinkled, but that'll actually probably come out with time. Here's your headliner, so you can see that. All right, here's your door frame, or your door jamb, and now let's do your frame. And you can see just a tiny, tiny wee bit, you know, of something starting there. Now, I did notice right here, tiniest of little rust bubbles there, something very easy to repair. And I would highly recommend, you know, sanding that down and putting some touch-up paint on it because you don't want it to get any worse. All right, back of the car. Let's check the trunk out. Wow, that actually is really nice. Check this out. It's got the Lexus trunk mat in there. I guess this is part of your toolkit. But what is this? That looks like, yes it is. You get a CD changer with this vehicle. Okay, very nice. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5-disc CD changer. Okay, this piece here, I don't know why it's back here, but it goes in the front by the hood, and you'll see in a minute where that goes. Again, if you're clever and you can, you know, use tools, I can't, that would be something for you. Look at this. There's a mat that covers the mat. That is really something. All right, let's go around the door, or the trunk jamb. See, nice and clean. Let's go around the trunk itself. A lot of times there's a lot of rust up in here, but this one doesn't feel too bad at all. All right, close that. As I said, it's the Lexus ES 300. I have no idea what that means. Even the rear bumper's not all beat up like you would normally expect. All right, let's do a little bit of this so you guys can see what kind of shape it is underneath. I don't know what you can tell by this, but I always like to do that for you. All right, quarter panel on this side. No rust. Nice, very nice. Nothing wrong there. All right, let's do this side. As you can see, there's your passenger compartment. Here's your door jamb. And now we'll do your door frame. Again, look at that. Wow, that is really, I'll tell you, for a Japanese car of this vintage, it amazes me that there's not a lot of rust on it. Because normally these things are, you know, all rust, but I guess the Lexus, they might have used better metal. This door's nice. Let's do the roof on this side. One tiny little ding right there, and I think one right there. Oh, let's do, oh, here, check it out. Here's the driver's seat. I never showed you guys this before. I didn't miss this intention. Anyway, as you can see, it does exhibit wear and tear. I mean, the car is a 95, and it's got 175 on it. So yeah, it's got wear and tear, but it's still, believe it or not, a very comfortable place to sit. It's a nice place to be to drive this car. All right, as you can see, the switches, you know, the thing is missing. You can get it at the junkyard, but what I do is I just use my hand, see? And go backwards, and this goes up and down. This one goes back, the back up and down. I don't know what that one does, and I don't know what that one does. And this one does the back, as you can see, back and up. So yeah, all the features work. It's just missing that one little stupid button, which again is not something that is worth me doing, but it might be for you. All right, coming down this way, check this out. Look at this. This is amazingly, I can't believe how little rust is on this car. All right, so in this, whoops, the hood just slammed shut, and I wanted to show that to you next, so let me open that up again. I guess the pistons that hold the hood up aren't that strong. You slam the door and the hood shuts. Maybe that's a safety feature, I don't know. All right, coming along to this fender, this is the only other spot, and again, it's just on the surface. a little bit of sandpaper, a little bit of touch-up paint, and bam, fixed. So all over, I would say this has got, for the model year of car that this is, and the mileage, a very, very nice body. All right, and you've even got a good inspection sticker until next year. All right, coming around to the front, the bumper's got a couple scrapes in it, as you can see, on both sides. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. That piece that's in the trunk, that goes right here. But don't know why it's there, or maybe it goes, I'm not sure where it goes. That's for you to figure out. All right, here's the lower part. Looks like we got the fog lights are there. All right, so they're there on both sides, which is nice. Let's go underneath. Now, I do know, I'm going to tell you right up front before anybody asks, this car does have some oil leaks. All right, and the way I know that is when you first start it up, you can smell it, first of all. But it's surprising, it doesn't use a lot of oil. All right, let's open this up. But as you can see here, I'll even go in here, go down there, and you can see, yep, it's got a little oil leak there, probably around the valve cover gasket would be my guess. But everything else, like I said, under here seems to work good. All right, so now let me do this. I want to rev this up for you so you can hear. Well, first of all, you'll hear the exhaust leak, number one. That'll be the loudest thing. The second thing you'll hear is how nice this engine is. Ready? Here we go. Okay, what's important there? Well, what's important is there's no knocks, no valve train noise, no ticks, no nothing. Loud exhaust, like I told you, couple of oil leaks. But you know what? I don't see why, with the proper care on this car, that this thing won't last you 300,000 miles at least. And again, at the cheap price I'm going to be selling this car, it won't matter. There's one other thing I want to point out. I don't know whether it's that one there, or one in the back somewhere, but one of these motor mounts is no good. It will need to get changed. From what I understand, it's not a big deal. I talked to a Toyota guy about it, and he says it happens all the time on the higher mileage Toyotas. But you will notice you'll see when I put it, you just, here's the moral of the story, accelerate easily. You don't need to hammer down on this car. That's it. Okay, I think I've gone over pretty much everything. Show you it's a decent looking car. All right, I told you all its faults and foibles. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take it for a spin, you know, for a little test drive, just to see, so you guys can see how nice it actually runs. Take one last look. All right, and that's what we're going to do next. All right, folks, let's go for our test drive. All right, folks, we're going to go for a test drive now, and hopefully I can keep my big fat head out of the way. I want you to be able to see this area. You can see the speedometer, you know, that sort of thing. I don't even know if I mentioned it before, but I'll give you the exact mileage. It's 171,860. All right. 4-speed, automatic with overdrive. It also has this economy and power norm thing. Don't have any idea what that does. I just leave it alone. The less lights on the dash for me, the better. And as I said, this car is a real nice place to sit and be, and it is a joy to drive because it's so quiet, it handles nice. But here, I'm going to shut up for a minute and let you guys just listen. Here we go. See, 55 miles an hour, no problem. One other little annoying thing is this speedometer needle is supposed to be lighted, and it's not. It doesn't work that good, but you can still see how fast you're going. But I like to point everything out, I know. But it's quiet. See, look, it goes straight down the road. My hands aren't touching the wheel. This is just, like I said, a really nice place to be. And as I've said, I've had it up on Route 80 doing 75, 80 miles an hour a dozen times, and the car doesn't miss a beat. Not a beat. Looks like we might need a bulb on the left side. I'm not sure whether that's in the front or the rear. But when it flashes fast like that, that's usually what it means. Again, these are all stupid little annoying things. But guess what? Every stupid little annoying thing saves you money. All right, here we go again. It shifts right through the gears, no problem. The reason why you want to accelerate easy is there's a clunk. Why is there a clunk? Very simple. It needs a motor mount. Already told you about that, but that's what it does. You can either live with it and just accelerate easy like I always have, or you can fix it if you want to, hammer on the gas all the time. That's up to you. I would recommend being easy on the car. All right, if you take care of it, you be easy on it, you get 125,000 miles out of it. All right, next thing I'm going to do is a brake test, and very simply, all that consists of pulling into this vacant lot across from my place, letting go of the steering wheel, slamming on the brakes, and see what happens. And then I'll just keep your eyes on the steering wheel. And okay, what was important there? Well, very simple. I don't know if you noticed, the steering wheel did not budge a bit. If the steering wheel goes wildly one way or the other, that tells you there's a brake equalization problem. But this thing stopped on a dime, nice and straight. Beautiful. Again, like I said, they really put this car together very, very well. Okay, time now to do a little recap. Let's go over this real quick. This is a 1995 Lexus ES 300 with 171,861 miles. The important stuff is it's comfortable, air's ice cold, reliable, always starts, runs great, has little issues. As I told you, check engine lights on, O2 sensor, knock sensor, something else I don't even remember. ABS lights on, no idea why. Nothing that will affect how this car runs. But it's something that if you're clever and you know how to put an O2 sensor in, do it, and you can fix it. Does have some oil leaks, does need a, what do you call it? What did I call it? Oh, a motor mount. But other than that, mechanically, everything else runs really well. The transmission shifts smoothly, the engine starts right up. Oh yeah, and it will need some, exhaust work like I was saying. All right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab the camera off the tripod here. Excuse me. And I apologize for the shaky camera work right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a walk one last time around the outside of the car, just so you can get a pretty good idea of how nice it is. All right, here we go. So, you know what? This actually, I think, would be a really good first car for a kid. You got to figure it's a mid-sized car thereabouts. Got a lot of, nice stuff in it. Sunroof, all that, as you saw. It's very comfortable. It's reliable. But best of all, it's cheap. So you're not going to have to spend a lot of money to buy this car. But you are going to have to put some money in it. So here, I'm going to make a recommendation that I very rarely do, but I'm going to on this car. If you've got just enough money to buy this car, but no money to do anything to it, don't buy this car. Make sure, if you decide you want to buy this car, that you save yourself $300, $400, $500 back so you can do some repairs to it. Other than that, or you can just drive it the way it is. That's up to you. I can't be your conscience, but that's my recommendation. Anyway, I hope someone that needs a very nice, comfortable, luxury Lexus, even it's a little older, a little high on the miles. Actually, you know what, for the year, it's not high on the miles, but it is a little older. This would be the great car for you. Thanks.